Why does the universe pull you away from the people you love the most? Have you ever felt this? That strange feeling that the more you evolve, the more distant you become from the people who have always been by your side. Your parents don't seem to understand you anymore. Your siblings say you've changed too much. That childhood friend looks at you like you're a stranger. And worst of all, you start wondering if something is wrong with you. Am I becoming arrogant? Am I losing my essence? But what if I told you it's none of that? What if I revealed that the universe is intentionally orchestrating this distance as part of a much bigger plan for your life? Get ready, because what you're about to discover in the next few minutes will completely change the way you see your relationships and your path. Grab a coffee, silence your notifications, and dive with me into a truth that very few people have the courage to talk about. Let's begin. First, you need to understand this: the universe does not operate by chance. Every distance, every awkward silence, every seemingly painful disconnect carries a coded message. When you begin to awaken spiritually, when you raise your vibrational frequency, when you start questioning patterns you once accepted blindly, something profound happens in your energetic field. You literally begin vibrating on a different wavelength. And hey, erase the hard truth: people who are not on that same frequency start to feel uncomfortable around you. It's not their fault, and it's not yours. It's pure quantum physics. Imagine that each person is a radio station. For years, you were tuned into the same frequency as your family, your friends, your community. You listened to the same songs, shared the same beliefs, laughed at the same jokes. But then something shifts. You begin asking different questions. Why am I here? What is my true purpose? Is there more to life than this mechanical routine of working, paying bills, and waiting for the weekend? And the deeper you go into these questions, the more you tune into a new frequency. Suddenly, shallow conversations exhaust you. Gossip drains you. Constant complaining suffocates you. And people feel it. They sense that you're no longer playing the same social game. And that scares them deeply. So why would the universe do this? Why would it isolate you from the people you love? Because the universe knows something you're still discovering. It knows you have a greater mission. It knows you were born to break generational patterns, to be a channel of transformation, to open paths where there were only walls before. And those people, no matter how much they love you in their own way, represent the gravitational field of your past. They are emotional anchors pulling you back to who you were, not who you are becoming. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom, begins to loosen those anchors, not with cruelty, but with surgical precision, slowly, giving both you and them time to process. But it is relentless, because it knows your mission is bigger than your temporary emotional comfort. Think of a snake that needs to shed its skin. If it clings to the old skin out of fear or nostalgia, it dies. Growth requires detachment. Transformation requires a symbolic death. And yes, it hurts as if it were real. Now let's talk about guilt, because I know it's knocking on your door right now. You feel bad for calling less, for making excuses to avoid family gatherings, for replying to messages with less enthusiasm. And that guilt is corrosive, because it makes you question your own evolution. But erase what no one tells you: that guilt was programmed into you from childhood. You were taught that love means total sacrifice, constant availability, erasing your own needs for the sake of the group. But that is not real love. That is codependency disguised as loyalty. Real love, mature love, soul-honoring love includes healthy boundaries, conscious choices, and the courage to prioritize your growth even when it disappoints others' expectations. The universe is teaching you a lesson very few people ever master. You are not responsible for other people's emotional happiness. You didn't come to this planet to be an audience to someone else's life, nor to keep dysfunctional family systems running at your own expense. You came to shine at your highest potential. And if that light blinds those who are used to the darkness, that is their journey, not your responsibility. Let me tell you something that may sound radical, but it is pure truth. There are people in your life right now who are energetic vampires disguised as loving family members. They don't do it consciously. They themselves are victims of ancestral patterns of scarcity, fear, and control. But the effect is the same. Every time you interact with them, you feel exhausted, drained, questioning your choices, wrapped in a mental fog that makes you forget your clarity. And the universe sees this. It sees you coming home from a Sunday lunch completely dimmed, needing 3 days to recover energetically. It sees you giving in to subtle pressure, postponing dreams, shrinking your light so others don't feel uncomfortable with their own darkness. And then, with the compassion of a wise parent, it begins to create distance, a job that takes you out of town, a schedule change that keeps you from attending gatherings, a difference of opinion that creates a natural divide. You may interpret this as bad luck, conflict, or loss, but it is divine protection. It is the universe literally removing obstacles from your path, obstacles you wouldn't be able to remove on your own because of love, guilt, or fear. And now comes the part that hurts the most. Let's talk about loneliness. Because after the universe pulls these people away, there is a void, a deafening silence. You look around and realize there's no one left to call. Your parents don't understand your spiritual search. Your friends think you've lost your mind. That family WhatsApp group irritates you more than it connects you. And you ask yourself, did I choose the wrong path? Is evolution really worth this price? And the answer is yes, but not in the way you think. Because this loneliness is not the final destination. This loneliness is the cosmic womb. It is a sacred space where the new version of you is being formed. Think of Jesus in the desert for 40 days. Buddha alone beneath the Bodhi tree. Moses isolated on Mount Sinai. Every great master, prophet, and revolutionary went through periods of deep solitude before manifesting their mission. Why? Because in solitude, you hear the voice of the universe with crystal clarity, without the noise of others' opinions, without the interference of family expectations, without the distraction of social demands. It is there, in that deep silence, that you finally meet yourself, that you remember who you are without the masks you wore your entire life just to belong. But here is the beautiful twist: the universe never truly leaves you alone. It is simply changing your tribe. As old people exit your life, creating space, the universe begins magnetizing your true soul family. These are people you haven't met yet or barely know, but who vibrate at the same frequency. They are on similar journeys. They understand your language without explanation. They celebrate your wins instead of minimizing them out of envy. They challenge you to grow instead of pulling you back into mediocre comfort. And the most incredible part? These people appear through synchronicities. A comment on a video that turns into a deep friendship. An online course that connects you with mentors who change your life. A spiritual retreat where you meet soul siblings who feel like they've known you for lifetimes. But this only happens after you let go of those who cannot walk at your pace. The universe cannot give you the new while you cling desperately to the old. Your hands must be empty to receive the abundance that is coming. Now, let me give you practical tools, because theory without action is just entertainment. First, perform a conscious release ritual. I'm not talking about dramatically cutting everyone off. I'm talking about energetic release. Sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes. Visualize each person who brings conflict or heaviness into your life. And mentally, with love and gratitude, say, I release you and I release myself. Thank you for everything we shared. But now our paths diverge. I wish you peace. And I choose my mission. Do this daily for 21 days. You will see tangible changes. Either these people will naturally drift away, or the relationship will transform into something lighter, or you will gain clarity to set healthy boundaries. Second, cleanse your physical space. Donate, throw away, or box up anything that ties you to an old version of yourself. That gift you don't even like, but keep out of guilt. That photo that brings painful nostalgia. Your environment must reflect who you are becoming, not who you were. Third, set clear boundaries and communicate them with loving firmness. You do not need to explain your spiritual journey to anyone. You do not owe anyone justification for your evolution. But you can calmly say, I love you, but right now I need to prioritize my peace. I will no longer engage in conversations that drain me. I will no longer put myself in environments that lower my vibration. And it's okay if you don't understand. I understand myself. Now, let's talk about the reward that comes afterward. Because this journey is not only about loss and pain. It is about a glorious rebirth. When you finally allow yourself to be faithful to your essence without fear of rejection, without guilt for honoring your mission, something magical happens. You access levels of creativity you never knew existed. You manifest opportunities that once felt impossible. You attract incredible people who elevate your life. You feel an inner peace that no codependent relationship ever gave you. You wake up every day with a clear sense of purpose. You go to sleep every night with the calm certainty that you are honoring your soul. And yes, there will be hard days. Days when you want to turn back. Days when the loneliness feels heavy. But on those days, remember this message. Remember that the universe does not make mistakes. Remember that every separation is a divine redirection. Remember that you are not being abandoned, you are being prepared for something infinitely greater. Look, if you made it this far, you didn't get here by accident. The universe guided you to this message because it is meant for you at this exact moment in your life. You are standing in a portal of transformation. You are being called to higher levels. And yes, that means some people won't be able to come with you. And that's okay. Honor what you shared. Be grateful for the lessons. But do not dim your light to comfort those who chose to remain in the shadows. Your mission is too big. Your potential is too vast. The world needs your highest version, not a smaller version of you trying to fit into old boxes. So take a deep breath. Let go of what needs to be released. Trust the process. The universe is always conspiring in your favor. And soon, very soon, you will look back and be grateful for every separation, every ending, every door that closed, because they allowed the right doors to open. Now, tell me in the comments, are you going through this process of distancing right now? What are your biggest challenges? Let's create a support network down below. And if this message resonated with you, leave a like. It helps the universe carry this content to more people who need to hear it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because every week I bring deep content for your awakening journey. You are not alone on this path. We are a family of souls awakening together. Until the next video end, may the universe always guide you.